Vikings are 0-2. Let's look at the top 5 concerns. All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. Vikings are 0-2. We're not giving up yet. No way in hell.
No, but when you are 0-2, there's going to be plenty of concerns, plenty of reasons why you're 0-2, and we're going to go over 5 of those right now. Before we do, we got a lot of new subscribers last night during the live stream. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's coming out a lot smoother today than it was yesterday for me, trying to say that, especially last night.
Yep, that'll happen. That will happen on a late night game. Appreciate everybody who joined us with the live. Fun time as always. Unfortunately, we watched the Vikings lose, but in no particular order.
Yeah.
Let's go with some concerns. And as always, put in the comments what concerns you, even if it's just a personal thing. Doesn't have
maybe you're concerned that we have a drinking problem.
I think a lot of people are concerned about that. All right. Number one, peeked its ugly head yesterday. And that is the Vikings' non-existent run defense.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, we saw it early in the game. I mean, they were getting 8 yards a pop, and all of a sudden the Eagles said, you know what, we're just going to run the ball. And I think that one drive, they literally ran it every single time until Jalen Hurts finally put it in the end zone there from like a half an inch out. But so here's the question to me. Is it a fundamental issue with the Vikings? Is it scheme related? Is it player related? Or is it a case where let's see what happens next week because we win against this really good offensive line of the Eagles? And maybe it's a combination of all those things.
I think it's a big old mixture of all of that combined. I think the biggest thing is just not having that absolute stud on the defensive line. We don't have him. Tonga, the honeymoon's over. It was fun watching him. I mean, he's not doing anything.
Did he even have a tackle?
I don't know, but I mean, we've given up 332 yards in 2 games, and most of that was yesterday. And I think the Eagles were even surprised how easy it was. They're like, holy shit, we're not going to pass the ball anymore. We're just going to run it every damn time. And they should have.
And it was a great adjustment and great call by them. Just, Vikings had a huge weakness and they continued to exploit it because we had no answer for it. We couldn't stop it.
We can, if we can't get this under control, and this is how bad it's going to be week in and week out, we will win 5 games.
Yeah, absolutely. Because damn well the Chargers are going to come and run the football hard next week.
Yeah, so run defense. The thing with Dean Lowry, I just had such high expectations for this guy, thinking that he was going to do the dirty work and get some of this done. And I mean, our run defense, it's grosser than last year.
Did you see the stat today? 2.7 yards they were getting before we touched them, before they had any contact. That's like a record in a game. So
sure it is.
2.7 yards before Vikings made any contact with the ball carrier.
All right, well, that's a big concern. Another big concern is on our side of the ball, running the ball. We're not doing it. And when we are, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. We had 8 carries, maybe 9. If you
we have 69 total rushing yards this year.
Yeah, it's not just that it's not working. It's just they're not even doing it. Even in the first half, I know Kevin O'Connell in his post-game press conference said, well, we got behind there, so we had to abandon the run. Well, you weren't running it before that when the game was still close. So you got to run the football. And I mean, Madison, 3.5 yards a carry. It's not horrible. I mean, but it's not great either. So it's not there, but you're not sticking with it. Sometimes you got to keep pounding that thing until you bust one. And the Vikings just aren't doing that.
Yeah, and Madison, I think, is fine. I think a lot of people are ragging on Madison today. He sucks, blah, blah, blah. Get him out of there. We haven't given him a chance to get his groove going. We've seen him play games where we've given him the ball 15, 20 times. He gets that 100, 125 plus yards. I got no concerns with Madison. It's just we gotta stick to it. We gotta run the ball. We gotta mix in some Ty Chandler. I mean, 69 yards in 2 games. Why did we even bring Madison back for that price tag? We might as well have drafted a 4th round running back. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's weird, and
use them.
This goes to that guy calling the plays. He's got to call some running plays. You got to mix it up.
All right, let's go to one kind of random one, but Lewis Cine is like the 6th safety on our depth chart.
Yeah. I mean, when Metellus went down, who was out there called into duty? It wasn't Lewis Cine. It was Theo Jackson. Theo was out there, had a horrible play to start, but he made up for it with a beautiful interception, had some other nice plays after that. I think he actually graded out pretty well. But the sad thing is, Kwesi's first pick ever, the safety he traded way back for, had to get him, had to have him, and he got him. starting to look like he's just maybe not a very good football player.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of concerns here. I mean, Kwesi's a concern. The fact that he took him, it's a concern that Lewis Seen just hasn't. I mean, he was projected to go in that area. I mean, so it's just like he's not injury. I get it, whatever. But he's the sixth safety on our team. This is gross.
Theo Jackson is above him. I mean, that's all you got to say. It's sad. It's really sad. I didn't see this coming for the Lewis Seen. I loved his college tape. I thought it was a solid pick when they made it. But my God, I don't know if it's just missing that year has put him way behind, or maybe he's just not figuring things out. But it's tough. It's tough.
This isn't kudos to our front office or coaching staff, but I'm just glad they're like at least they realize that they're not playing him. I mean, if he's that bad, this would be disaster. Cam Bynum has absolutely balled his balls off this year. Beautiful. He's playing fantastic. Harrison Smith is Harrison Smith. So luckily we got some decent safeties.
We do, and we got a lot of them. And Lewis Seen's at the bottom.
He is. Maybe that's why we kept 6 safeties. Just
couldn't give up on him yet.
All right, we got 2 more concerns that kind of go hand in hand, but let's just start with mental mistakes, turnovers, stupid plays, stupid penalties, stupid stuff in general. Like, you're not used to seeing this from the Vikings.
It's bizarre. 7 turnovers in 2 games. It's absolutely insane. The margin, we did get 1 back, so we're -6 right now in the takeaway giveaway. So we're climbing out of that hole, but it just seems like the Vikings, I mean, whether they're winning or losing, they always do it in this weird Viking-esque way. And to have 7 turnovers in the first 2 games, 4 last night on the road, and still only lose by 6, it's insane. It's insane. And
that's what makes it hurt even more. Like, we easily could have won these games, both of them. Mm-hmm. It would almost feel better if it was just like we got our asses kicked. We were never in this game. We should have won these games.
Yeah,
could have, would have, should have.
And it's, especially as the season goes on, you start getting close to the playoffs. Both these games are going to end up being very, very important. These losses that we really just shot ourselves in the foot with.
We got the Chargers and we got the Panthers coming up. We beat both those. We're 2-2. It's a whole new ball game, baby.
It is. So.
Again, all right, you
got to clean up the mistakes. The mental errors have to stop. That's going to happen.
We got one more, and it goes with it, and that is it all ends with the head coach. Our coaching staff concern. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, the first thing that came up a lot last night post-game is, the rust factor. Is this, should he have made the decision to play starters in the preseason more, get them ready? We're starting to see some things, the fumbles, some of the penalties, some of the dumb mistakes, but also with KOC, some of these play calls, like how do you come out in the third quarter and have that horrible series where you go 3 and out, and I think did we turn that over? Or did we punt it? But whatever happened there, you drove down on the Jefferson fumble prior to that. I mean, offense is humming. They come back and get that field goal, but then you come back with such a turd. Like it's things like that, and some of these play calls in these certain spots, not running the ball, not even note your offense. It all goes back to KOC. He's calling the plays here.
Yep, and he's going to be answering to these things. He didn't seem overly happy at the podium, and he shouldn't be. You can't start off like this, especially with all those mistakes. And the other thing is just like he better start changing some stuff up. We can't go status quo. I know we were in these games except for the turnovers, but bring somebody in on the offensive line, bring somebody in the play on the defensive line, change it up. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you mentioned last night, Jaquelin Roy. Let's get him active. Let's get him out there, see what he can do, because nobody else is doing a damn thing up front. It's little things like this, and I don't know. It's head scratching, really.
If Jaquelin Roy can't crack this defensive line, I'm not sure I want to see him yet.
Yeah, well,
I'm just talking like free agents.
Anything. I try something different. But you're right. And even defensively, I mean, there's run the ball down your throat. It starts in the second quarter and it doesn't change. So, I mean, maybe they were afraid that AJ Brown and Devontae Smith would open up the top if you try to attack the run too hard. I don't know, but little things like that make you wonder.
All right, that's it. Those are our 5 concerns. Let us know your concerns down in the comments. Hot damn, hit that sub button too. Let's get 10K.
Remember this: 70% of people enjoy old songs because of the memories they've attached to them.
It's true.